just shoot over here. That was loaded. I think I just broke something. People often ask me how many airsoft guns I have in my collection, and honestly, I don't know. So let's have a look at my entire collection and see how much money I have invested and or wasted on airsoft. Let's start with SMGs. Here is my first one. This is a M4. I think it's a TCW. It's made by G&G. What I love about this one here is you've got a battery pack that you can put right next to the magazine, so you don't need to worry about any extra bulk. When you've got the handguard on the front, you don't need to worry about hitting your hand when you're going around a corner when you're doing CQB, because it's always protecting you. And it's firing like 35 rounds a second, so it's really nice for getting up close and just doing some damage. It's also full metal, so it's reliable. You can drop it, you can hit it on stuff, and it's always going to fire. And you don't need sights on this because you are just aiming this at people and lighting them up. Let's see what's next. Ah, my Bizon. This here is the PP19, and if you're wondering where the stock is, let's see if I can get it out. Aha, got it. This here is a beautiful, nice little AK variant. It's got the hexacore mag on it, which has like 500 BBs. So of course that's going to be a high cap. The big problem though, it's one of those drawstring ones where you have to do that, which is kind of lame. So looks beautiful. It's got that great Killzone 2 aesthetic to it. It's full metal. It looks cool because you don't normally see people using these on the field. It's fun to ADS with, but I don't know, you can't really mount a scope to it. It's got the scope mounting position on the side, but then if you put the scope on the top, you can't put the carry handle, sorry, you can't put the stock back on the top. So it looks cool, but it does have some problems. Let's see what's next. Oh, Vector. Here we have the Kriss Vector made by Crytek. It is a beautiful little SMG. It is really compact, so you can really get around corners nice, really good for a CQB. It's a little heavy, and the regular trigger in it is garbage. So you have to upgrade the trigger, but once you have a nice hair trigger installed, it is absolutely beautiful, and that was semi. It's also very fun to run with a laser. I'm not going to put that into my camera, but the only problem with this is it is expensive. The mags are incredibly expensive. All the parts for it are expensive, but it looks cool. And isn't that what Airsoft is all about? Ah, Strack. I think this is the TK45 or the Ronin in America, but in Japan it's made by a different company. It's got slightly different specs. Here we call it the Strack. It is a beautiful little SMG. It's got some Vector vibes to it. I broke mine in the last game. I blew a fuse in it, so I have to replace that. But it's got a really cool feature in the back where you can adjust the rate of fire, where you can have it at 18 rounds a second or put it all the way up to like 35 rounds a second, which is quite cool. And that's just accessible via the stock. It's full metal. It does exactly what you want it to. It looks cool. People think it's a Vector, but it's cheaper and the mags are cheaper. That's important too. Let's see what else. It's another Strack. This here is the electric blowback model. It has similar blowback to the Tokyo Marui NGRS. It is incredibly fun to use. The blowback is pretty strong, but you know, you're not going to feel it really in a game. It is all metal, so it is quite heavy. The longer barrel, you get a little bit more accuracy, but you know, it's airsoft, so it doesn't really matter. The cool thing is it just looks cool, and when people see this on the field, they don't know what it is, so they're kind of interested in it. That was a terrible reload. Alright, let's see what's next. Whoa, that's heavy. Oh! It's the new Tokyo Marui next generation MP5 A4. This thing is beautiful. It is full metal, it is incredibly heavy, and as you can tell, I may have customized it a little bit. It is incredibly fun to use. It's heavy. It's incredibly accurate. This thing shoots 50 meters out of the box at 90 meters per second, or like 270 FPS. If you're in a 1 joule country, you don't need to modify this at all. You can just buy this, and out of the box, it is absolutely perfect. It's expensive, but if you're looking for a 1 joule gun that's perfect out of the box, I cannot recommend this enough. It is just fantastic. It's the older version. This is the MP5, I think A5 from the 90s from Tokyo Marui. Comparing this to the next generation is ridiculous. Like, this is like a toy. It feels so light. It's less than a kilo. Like, dual wielding these is fun. It looks great, but it's so light that it's just a toy. Great for younger players, great for people that want to run around all day and not carry a heavy gun. And, you know, you can put a good motor in it. You can upgrade it so it's shooting really fast too. I think it's the same gearbox as an M4, so lots of upgrade parts. So if you want a cheap beginner gun, go for this one. It's great. Oh, and if you upgrade your MP5, you'll end up getting something like this. We've got the Navy handguard on it with the light, got the mount, got the jungle mags. This thing is beautiful, and I just did it like this because I saw it in a movie and I thought it looked cool, which really is everything about Airsoft, isn't it? I don't know why I bought this. This is an MP5 that's been turned into a sniper. Sure, this will shoot 50 meters. It's incredibly accurate, and I can turn it to full auto if I need to, but it looks dumb, so This here was actually my first airsoft gun. This is the Marui gas MP5. It's incredibly cheap. It's like $100. I probably got this for 50 or so. Got the nice PDW stock on it, which is great. But what I love about this is because it's gas, it has a really nice rate of fire. Check this out. That's cool. Whoa. So yeah, we're seeing with SMGs, it's mainly MP5s. If you're looking at submachine guns, yeah, there's going to be a lot of MP5s. Here is an MP5. I think this is an SD3. As you can see, it's got the SEF style grip on it, which is the grip they used before the current Navy one. This is cool. You see it in the 80s movies. It's all suppressed, so doesn't really make a difference for a sound, but it looks cool, and that's important. Great for indoor or outdoor games. If you want to be cool, you can like hide a Bifrost tracer in here so you light everyone up. All the colors of the rainbow. But honestly, it's just cool, and I'm noticing a pattern that I'm trying to collect every variant of the MP5, so I think I'm getting close. Okay, almost last MP5, I promise. Here is the CO2 MP5. This thing here is an absolute beast, and it's so strong it broke itself. I can't use it at the moment. I'm looking for some replacement parts, but once I get those parts back in, this will be back on the field. This thing is absolutely beautiful to use. The kickback on it is very similar to the real MP5 because it doesn't have a strong kick, and the sound it makes it's just incredible. So if you're looking to get a CO2 submachine gun, have a look at the CO2 MP5. It's money well spent. You are going to have so much fun with this. Okay. Last MP5, I promise. Here is the Bolt MP5. I got this because I was interested in the recoil. It's got an electric blowback function, similar to the NGRS, but it kind of like shakes around instead of actually like moving the bolt back and forth. It sounds cool, but feels weird. Let me show you. Cool noise, but it's really just like shaking around, rattling in my hand. So it's fun and it looks cool, and it's incredibly good fun to shoot in your apartment. On the field, not so much. Whoa. While we're on the topic of MP5s and HK, here is the UMP40. I got this because I saw the movie Night and Day. I think it was Night and Day. And this looked really cool when Tom Cruise was running around with it. I found one for $50. It's a pretty garbage one. The charging handle is fixed, so it's one of the lower end replicas. But it's just one to throw on the wall. I like collecting guns. I've got my game ready guns and I got my collecting ones. This is definitely one of the collecting ones, and it's pretty nice. Ooh. ARP9. Everyone that plays indoor airsoft loves having an ARP9. These things are incredibly good fun. They are light, they are fast, they have an excellent trigger response, especially if you upgrade the trigger with a short stroke. And these things are just beautiful. I tried to use this in every indoor game, and I love that it's got rails everywhere, so it's really easy to mount cameras to. Also, pretty cheap. It's like $200. So if you're looking for a good starter gun and you want to spend a little bit more than a secondhand MP5, this is definitely a good recommendation for SMGs. Oh, last SMG today. Here we have the P90. I like Stargate. That's why I bought this. It's fun to use on the field. It's the Tokyo Marui one, so the trigger is a little slow, but you don't buy this for performance. You buy it because it looks cool, and either you used it in Counter-Strike, you used it in, I don't know, that James Bond game that has this. But come on, you bought this because you like Star Trek. Stargate. Don't get angry at me. And the only thing better than one P90 is two P90s. And I bought this because I thought it would be fun to dual wield P90s. But then I found out all the fields don't allow dual wielding. So now I just have two P90s. I guess I got a spare? Alright, so that's all of my SMGs. I have to say that the best one, hands down, is the Tokyo Marui Next Generation. That thing is just high-tech. It's an absolute beast. And if you can only buy one SMG, just get that. If you want something that's really cool after a few mods and you got an extra little bit of cash laying around, the Vector is fantastic. And if you just want to have fun, gas or CO2 is definitely the most fun. Not the most practical, but the most fun.